In the summer of 1936, a ship flying a cryptic flag departed Germany for the rugged shores of Iceland. On board was the Grail hunter Otto Rahn, a recent initiate of the Schutzstaffel. Surrounded by high-ranking SS officers and members of the Ahnenerbe, the mission was shrouded in secrecy, a mystery that endures to this day. At the beginning of June 1936, Otto took part in a mysterious expedition to Iceland with 20 comrades aboard the SS Führen. The vessel set sail flying a flag featuring a blue swastika on a white background, in stark contrast to the official standard of the Third Reich. Some researchers have suggested that Hitler personally prioritized the Iceland expedition as a top objective for the Ahnenerbe, the SS Research Institute founded to investigate the ancestral heritage of the Aryan race. Reinhard Heydrich is also believed to have highly valued the mission, providing transportation and personnel for Rahn's travels. Adding to the intrigue of this clandestine voyage is the inclusion in the ship's crew of high-ranking SS member Emil Mazov, a man who would go on to receive the SS top rank of SS Obergruppenführer on Hitler's birthday in 1942. In 1944, when the SS introduced a higher rank still, SS Oberstgruppenführer, Mazov was awarded this as well, one of only 4 men in all of the SS to receive this honor. Whatever the ship's mission, it was clearly of the utmost importance to Himmler. While the exact purpose of this trip remains unknown, many different theories have arisen over time. Iceland held a special place in the Nazi imagination due to its Norse heritage and isolation. Himmler and the SS believed Iceland, with its Viking history and connection to ancient sagas, could be a cultural touchstone for re-establishing a mythical Aryan heritage. This belief in Iceland's symbolic significance as a link to an idealized ancient past was key to the SS's broader ideological mission. For Himmler, Iceland's sagas and legends represented a potential source of mythic power that could support the construction of a new Aryan cultural identity. This ideological context adds insight into why the Ahnenerbe would invest resources in such a remote expedition. Additionally, the Ahnenerbe may have been interested in locating pre-Christian pagan artifacts in Iceland, such as ancient talismans or ceremonial objects thought to connect the present to a distant, mythologized Aryan past. With its history steeped in sagas, legends, and uncharted landscapes, Iceland may have seemed to Himmler a potential repository of such relics, offering tangible ties to an unbroken heritage of Germanic spirituality. It is known that Otto celebrated the summer solstice by visiting Reich, the birthplace of Snorri Sturluson, the Nordic Homer and author of the Edda, 2 distinct but related collections of Old Norse literary works composed in Iceland, which provide much of what we know today about the myths, legends, and religious practices of the pre-Christian Norse peoples. Other accounts suggest that Rahn and his SS companions were searching for evidence of the Grail in Iceland, though this seems unlikely as Otto had long since believed the Grail's resting place to be in the southern French Pyrenees. Others have suggested that Iceland could have been of great importance due to esoteric theories surrounding Thule, a mythical northern land that some, including Himmler, believed to be the ancient homeland of the Aryans. Indeed, the expedition's unique flag could signal a mission of a more esoteric or spiritual nature, perhaps having something to do with the Thule Society, an occult group that had some early influence on National Socialist ideology. It's also conceivable that the expedition was a covert military reconnaissance mission, perhaps to evaluate Iceland's strategic importance or establish a secret base, although this seems to be in contrast with the crew on board. The voyage may even have served multiple purposes, but regardless of its true intentions, Otto found the landscape boring and desolate and obtained little satisfaction from the journey, at one point shouting, "I want to see trees." Aside from Rahn and Emil Mazov, other members of the expedition included the Iceland expert Paul Burkert and Hans-Peter de Kudres, a scientist tasked with setting up a vast library at Castle Wewelsburg. Kudres took a liking to Rahn and befriended him, but other members of the expedition didn't take Rahn seriously and behaved in a dismissive manner towards him. According to some accounts, the other SS men dismissed his ideas and ridiculed his quest for the Grail as unserious, believing him too detached and impractical for the rigorous work of the Ahnenerbe. This isolation took a toll on Rahn. He wrote later that he felt out of place and disconnected, referring to the Icelandic trip in his book Lucifer's Court with the revealing line, "I have no business being here." Very little concrete evidence has emerged regarding the outcome of the Icelandic expedition. The official reports from the trip have been lost and were never made public. Some sources suggest the trip was unsuccessful in finding any significant discoveries, though the mystical or ideological findings of the expedition may have been kept secret within the SS leadership. The Iceland expedition remains one of the more enigmatic chapters in the Ahnenerbe's pursuit of ancient mysteries, steeped in both fascination and foreboding. A journey launched in the name of uncovering the mythical roots of the Aryan race. It blended archaeology, mysticism, and ideology in a way that revealed much about the ambitions of Himmler and his SS inner circle. The stark landscapes of Iceland may have offered little reward, but the expedition itself symbolized the extremes to which the Nazi regime would go to reshape history to fit its own mythic narrative. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up or leaving a comment. Thank you for watching.